everyone. And I say that respectfully. It's not. And that's okay. I'm Nia Genuine Love Respect. I am the original owner of Nia Genuine Love Respect content. I truly appreciate the time to the genuine ones with no malicious intentions. I truly hope that you continue to find peace within regardless to who gave up on you, overlooked you during your journey. You matter and you are worthy. Healing trauma and pain is not a race or an overnight process. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. When you know how it feels to go apply for a job, only to be rejected at the end of the day because of your culture, let alone your sexual orientation, your disability, let alone your age. You ever filled out the application at the end of the day, kept calling, only to be rejected? Fill out another application only to be rejected? Asking for help at the end of the day. You wasn't looking for a handout because you was willing to put that work in at the end of the day. It's a thought process for me. How folks say I ain't got no work today. But if I do, I will call you. It went from a year to 2 years to 3 years, but you're still applying yourself because you wasn't trying to shortchange yourself. You finally get that call that they hiring. That last application at the end of the day wasn't a rejection. Only for you to get to the job site. They giving you labor work that was overly exhausted, but you actually did the job. You wasn't complaining. Couldn't wait till the end of the week to get that paycheck, only for you to realize, hold on 1 second, my time has been shortchanged. You mean to tell me at the end of the day, I did a 10-man job only to see less than $100? What do you mean? I ain't trying to be disrespectful when I'm talking to my manager, and I say that respectfully. But working from Monday through Sunday, make it make sense at the end of the day. Everybody ain't gonna go for that. It's a thought process for me. If it's off the books, on the books, certain folks ain't the same at the end of the day when someone's being discriminated against. Oh, it's gonna be on your next check, only to be rejected at the end of the day, asking the same questions. What happened to my paycheck? How we not on the same page at the end of the day? How you gaslight me when it came to my resume? You said at the end of the day I had potentials. I filled the application. At the end of the day I was qualified, only for me to realize at the end of the day you selected my vision when it came in my pockets. You ever got to a job site? And I say this respectfully because not everybody is the same. And you had to do a 4-man job, a 7-man job, a 10-man job, a 20-man job, and you only one person on the job site, but you getting the job done, and you didn't have to disrespect somebody at the end of the day. You just wanted your pay for your labor. They quick to say at the end of the day, if you don't like it, you can go. But I guess that's where the door is at, because at the end of the day, my health comes first. I ain't gonna drain myself at the end of the day, overworking myself, and I ain't got no help. I didn't have to ask for help because I knew how to work. I didn't have to ask for help because at the end of the day, I understood my boundaries. But dang, what happened to the pay rate? You went from saying this amount of money at the end of the day only to realize the contract is saying that you lying with hidden agendas. It be the thought process to me. This type of stuff happens at the end of the day. How the contractor will come in with a big lump sum of money, and the person at the end of the day who's actually holding it down, supposedly, to pay their workers, only to shortchange them with pennies. I'm working extra hard at the end of the day so you can sit back and kick up your feet? Make it make sense, ma'am, sir. I ain't have to disrespect you. Oh, yeah, you gonna be a problem. I said what I said. I ain't trying to disrespect you. It's a thought process to me. How this type of stuff happens. It may not happen to you, but it happened to somebody. And I'm standing before myself today. I ain't gotta lie on nobody at the end of the day. I wasn't looking for a handout because I put that work in. I remember the day I was so happy to know, have a little couple of dollars in my pocket to provide for myself so I ain't have to ask nobody for help. Only for me to realize at the end of the day, I was only able to get from point A to Z. Where's my money? It's not making sense. How can I save on something at the end of the day to pay a bill? And I keep getting shortchanged. But this became the norm. They said when you speak up, you dead ass wrong. My content is not for everybody. You're supposed to get paid for your labor, and your neighbor's supposed to respect you, the person who actually hired you. But they wanted to shortchange you, to play in your face because it became the norm, because nobody ever spoke up, and especially when they knew they was being dealt wrong. Nobody spoke up because they knew they was being dealt wrong. It didn't matter what shift you worked. If it was an on-the-book job or off-the-book job. Everybody don't get treated the same. Because one person's paycheck may be one way, and your paycheck may be another way. But you wasn't looking at the next man's pocket at the end of the day. Comparison, you was only going what you did that day. When it came to the labor that you actually put in, your worth ethics. Then they say at the end of the day, you need to be quiet and just do the job. Why? I have to speak up for myself. I have to take care of myself. How you want me to show up for you and only for me to cause health conditions within myself? Because that's what happens. Being stressed out, drained out, not sleeping properly, up and down when it comes to weight at the end of the day because someone didn't know how to respect me. They smiled in my face at the end of the day to shortchange me, saying, yeah, this is going to be a very successful job. I knew I hired the right person, but I'm going to have to let you go today. Because I can't have you messing up what I got going on, all because you know how to speak up for yourself in the most healthiest way. Everybody else ain't saying nothing, but you the problem. He said out the side at the end of the day, she said out the side of her mouth, I actually respect you, but I gotta get rid of you. You actually do your job properly, but I ain't trying to pay you. Imagine getting up early in the morning, only to realize you're going from point A to Z, and only able to afford his car fare. That's not enough. I still gotta eat. I still got bills to pay. Go to this job site, go to that job site, trying to see if they hiring. Everybody keeps saying the same thing. We're gonna call you back. You know how many people's been sitting waiting for a phone call back? If you don't know somebody at the end of the day, you ain't getting that job. And I say that respectfully, because it's still a waiting list. Someone's still ahead of you. It's like the lottery when it comes to having Housing Connect. Are you going to actually get picked at the end of the day to understand your point of view? The job is truly for you. My content is not for everybody. Everybody's walk of life and story is different. And I say that respectfully. It's people that's been waiting for so long just to get a job at the end of the day. And especially when you have health conditions, some people can't relate to you until they going through a situation at the end of the day that, hold on 1 second. You know what? You do matter and you are worthy. I just lost my wife. I just lost my husband. All because of their health conditions. And it held me back at the end of the day, making me get sick. So I understand you. But everybody doesn't have the same mindset. It's about money. I could just get rid of you. My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. It's people that actually want to work. But when you're discriminated against, and you're still trying to show up for you, not to have an excuse, or when you're not getting paid properly, folks quick to say that you are an argument person until it's just shoes. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. But you're not wrong for standing up for yourself, and I say that respectfully. I wasn't watching the next man's pocket. I just knew at the end of the day my labor was worth what my neighbor lied and said, all because they realized at the end of the day, I wasn't like the rest. Everybody else didn't complain. It wasn't even about complaining at the end of the day. What happened to respect? How you want somebody to show up for your job, tell them to be on time, but you causing them to get sick, all because you didn't know how to respect them. That wasn't an even exchange. My content is not for everybody. I'm not here genuine love, respect. Peace and respect, self-respect your neighbor. Stop the violence, humanity, you're worthy. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. I don't condone violence at all. Not even a little bit. You could disrespect me all day long, but I know how to respect my neighbor. Just because you haven't been on a job site and made God knows how long, some people understood what they've been through and what they wasn't going to go through again, because we are all not the same. It didn't have nothing to do about minimum wage. And I say that respectfully. Mean what you say and say what you mean. Pay us right. That's all we ask for. Only for you to realize you didn't know how to treat us right. Because if you're working from Monday through Sunday, that's 7 days a week, and you putting in hours, making $10, $12, $14 an hour, $17 an hour, only for them to shortchange you when it come to your hours, I wasn't complaining. I was trying to figure out the narrative at the end of the day, what was truly going on. Because that's what happens. They give you more pay, but then they start to shorten your hours when it come to your days. It's a thought process to me. I stand before myself. That's what I lived. That's what I endured. Was I wrong? Would you tell your child it doesn't make sense to? You're only going to work to go from point A to point B. And you're not getting nothing from it besides worth ethics. That's good to have behind your back. But at the same time, too, never allow someone to play in your face. We are all not the same. Imagine your child coming home from school. Imagine your child just coming home letting you know at the end of the day, I got that job. You're so happy to know at the end of the day, I gotta keep my money in my pocket, thank you. But I will help you when it's convenient, when you truly need it. The energy is different. Knowing that your child applied for a job, they were so happy to know at the end of the day they could get a couple of dollars in their pocket to maintain life itself. Only for you to get that phone call, they shortchanging your baby's hours. They getting good money. But they went from working Monday through Sunday, now they only got 2 days out the week. And then when they get a second job at the end of the day, the manager got something to say. Don't you got another job? What that got to do with anything at the end of the day? I'm showing up every single day. Give somebody else a chance. I got bills to pay. The disrespect was real loud at the end of the day. Hold on 1 second. Why the hate? You went from 1 job to 2 jobs to 3 jobs. Somebody watching your pockets. They don't understand what's going on in your life. How you got to maintain. Because you got bills to pay. 1 job is paying okay. The other job is barely coming and going. The other job is like, dang. They don't even want to put me on the schedule. All because of the fact that I'm allowing myself to show up for me. I'm allowing myself to understand my boundaries. I'm allowing myself to know at the end of the day, I respect me. And I'm willing to work. So I can be able to have the things that I need. So I don't have to call nobody at the end of the day to ask for anything. Because that feels good, having that responsibility for self. Being responsible. I don't have to call moms and pops at the end of the day. And especially when you don't have that helping hand to call them because they can't help you. Certain folks will never understand your point of view. Folks go into that dark depression, being sick, high blood pressure. They wasn't trying to cause that. They was trying to better their health so they be able to maintain and be able to provide for themselves, let alone their family. Everybody's story ain't the same. My content is not for everybody. It's not. It didn't matter where you worked at. It didn't. When you applied yourself, they shortchanged you. You applied yourself, understanding worth ethics, being on time, respecting your neighbor. You didn't have to have malicious intentions. You had self-control. You had respect for your colleagues at the end of the day. Everybody actually loved you, respect you, actually was willing to see you come to work. But hold on 1 second. That was nice and okay. But the pay at the end of the day didn't make sense. And I didn't make a mistake because I understood my boundaries. How am I supposed to provide myself at the end of the day if the check ain't making sense? And now with how society is today, everything is so high. Folks that have 3, 4, 5 jobs at the end of the day, just to maintain, make it make sense. My content is not for everybody. It's not. I remember like it was yesterday. This man, this woman had looked me dead in my face, saying it was my last day. All because the contractor spoke up and said that your paycheck should not look like what it looks like today or weeks prior to that. I don't understand how that paycheck is getting divided between 4 or 5 people and the math ain't still adding up because that contract is real big at the end of the day. Whoever your supervisor is, they shortchanging you. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm sorry what you're going through. I wish I could fix the situation. Matter of fact, I might just hire you, but give me some time to get some work. I got you. Only to realize that could never happen. That man, that woman that hired me, I remember like it was yesterday. They say you show up on time when it comes to punctuality. You truly know how to respect people around you. I truly respect you at the end of the day for standing up for yourself, but I gotta let you go. Everybody else knew that they was wrong. They spoke up for themselves, but nobody actually heard them. But when it came to the right person speaking up, I was the problem. Because I said, I have bills to pay. I'm only able to get from point A to Z. All I'm able to do is just get groceries, and I'm barely able to get that. If I'm working 7 days a week, and I'm only getting less than $100, what is that? And especially a society like today, math ain't gonna make sense. That's barely paying a bill. Everybody's story is different. I say that respectfully. You'd be so surprised because everybody's pay rate ain't the same. It's not. When it comes to pay rate, coming to hours, you could be the best employee of the year. But when the hours don't make sense, the pay rate at the end of the day, it just feels like it's not even in existence to even go in. Because after a while, it gets stressful. Certain folks don't want to cite their own self out their free will when it comes to their health. Or because they boss didn't know how to respect them. And the person wasn't doing it for likes and views, let alone cloud chasing. The energy is different. Because we are all not the same when it comes to pain, regardless to our upbringing at the end of the day, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. They always said I was a problem. They always said it was me. Because I was the one that spoke up. I was everybody's voice around me. Folks didn't know what to say, how to say it. Can you please go talk for me? No problem, I got you. Because at the end of the day, I know how it feels not to have that voice by my side to help me. I know how to respect my neighbor good day, bad day, even misunderstanding day, regardless of the circumstances, and I say that respectfully. I'm far from being a racist person. And I say that respectfully, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. When someone asks me to help them, I don't give up on them. But when the disrespect gets too loud, I gotta distance myself to understand at the end of the day, I can't block my blessings from loving myself. Because I got to actually understand self-control, what I understood to go within, to understand those discipline. That I am worthy of choosing me. When folks overlooked me, putting me in secret competition, only to realize they was the issue when it came to pain. But I truly hope that you heal, neighbor, and I say that respectfully. When it comes to your faith one day. My content is not for everybody. It's not. Everybody's walk of life is not the same. It's people who get up every single day to provide for their family. Every single day. Then you got people who have sicknesses that don't even know how to make a way for their family. They wish their situation was different. They get on a job, they barely could breathe. They get on a job, they having seizures. They get on a job like, damn, I tried today. I tried. I didn't care about no doctor's note. I knew what was going on with me mentally. The energy is different. When you know your body and you don't reject the signs, because people reject the signs every single day when they least expect it. Yeah, I'm gonna be all right. Only to realize, hold on one second, they wake up in the ER, what happened to me? I didn't want to be that person. And you shouldn't want to be that person either. So when you pay attention to your body and you're letting your neighbor know who's hiring you, I'm not doing this to get attention. I'm not doing this to manipulate you in no shape or form. But I have really bad headaches. And I'm trying to let you know at the end of the day, I'm trying to still show up for me. I don't have control over it. I don't have control when I have asthma. It just happens. Certain times I can smell you can smell a scent that will cause you nausea, making you feel like you're coming or going. Are you even okay? They say drink a little water, but you still don't feel the same. It didn't get better. Certain folks go into that dark depression within and they wearing the mask so well. Oh, because the inside is tearing them up. Being a diabetic, being a cancer patient, having lupus. You put a name to your book when it comes to your mental health. Everybody's story is different, but I still know how to respect my neighbor. They quick to say don't judge. Don't judge your neighbor. But that's the first thing that we do though, right? But then when an innocent person speaks up, we're dead ass wrong. We think we better than somebody. Oh, this person is causing chaos and confusion, drama. Always running their mouth, shut up. What happened to respect? What happened to the good people? Because there's still good people in this world. Why does it have to wait for you to get sick for you to know to respect your employees? Why does it have to wait for something to happen to you or your loved ones for you to relate to respect your employees? Some people don't care, but some people do because they know where they came from to where they got to where they at today. We are all at the same doing stuff for likes and views, little clown chasing. There are still good people out here that don't have to have malicious intentions towards their neighbor, but the ones that really want us to work for them or the ones that want to show up at the end of the day to help their neighbor, they don't have enough work. They don't. If you don't know somebody, you can't get the job. And I say that respectfully. I still got applications still waiting from years ago. It's been over 10 years now, maybe even longer than that. Still waiting for a call back. My information never changed. It's a thought process for me. So when am I gonna get a call back? Make it make sense. I wasn't sitting around waiting for a phone call because I had to put that footwork in. Applying myself. They said, hold on one second, we don't do paper applications no more. You gotta go online. Go online and fill out an application only to still be rejected. Just waited 5 years just to get a rejection letter saying your position that you apply for is not available, it's fulfilled. Even when you go into certain stores or organizations, speaking to a manager, they say that we don't have no work for you today. And discrimination is real, and especially when you a certain culture, or let alone your sexual orientation. Yeah, the discrimination is really real. You could wear the flyest gear at the end of the day when it comes to suit and tie, walk in there properly, but your application could still be denied. You had to run around with your head almost chopped off, asking for somebody for a couple of dollars just so you could have the proper attire, just to go to a job at the end of the day to just be rejected when that person could have just kept their change. You had to go through a whole hassle for just to be disrespected. Folks act like they didn't even want to help you. You know how that truly feels? When you look out for everybody, only for them to project pain and take your kindness or weakness, it wasn't an even exchange. This type of stuff happens. It does. They want you to do better for yourself, but they can't help you. But as soon as you get the job at the end of the day, they not stressing the issues. They asking for your pockets at the end of the day. Hold on 1 second. You got a couple of dollars. Or they want to throw in your face what you did, what they did for you when you showed up to ask them for help. That's why folks don't like asking people for handouts, because that's how folks look at them at the end of the day. You should want to help your neighbor, regardless if it's family or not. But it wasn't an even exchange when folks try to project pain. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Everybody's walk of life and story is different. But I still know how to respect my neighbor for applying themselves to try. Some people going through the mindset of relapsing when it comes to their addiction. And I say that respectfully. They say, how can you provide for yourself at the end of the day, but you know how to go buy a bottle? Or you know how to go get this, you know how to go get that. You got folks out here panhandling. Do you know how it feels to actually panhandle? Get stopped by the police, all because you're trying to get a couple of dollars? Folks laughing at you when they see you, like, hold on 1 second, don't I know you? Everybody's walk of life is different. When folks are out here not doing it for likes and views, let alone cloud chasing. Or let alone when you get sick. And you go to a system that says that they're willing to help you, and you're trying to get yourself together. In the outside point of view, they swear up and down that they know somebody. Everybody's story is not the same. Certain folks at the end of the day is truly lazy, but there's other folks that's actually trying to heal to go with it. Mentally, physically, emotionally, and I say that respectfully, so they don't have to deal with all this negative energy. It's people that actually try. They understood a temporary situation. Some people don't understand it. Some people abandon the system. But there's some people who mean what they say. I want to get me together. I want to better me. I want to understand my love language for self. I don't want to be on with a system that they say it's not good for the community. They say it's not good for the community. But it's good for the ones who actually mean what they say when they want to elevate. It's some people who don't want to elevate. And it's sad and disturbing to see how someone can laugh at someone's pain when they trying. And then you got folks trying to play people close to see what they got going on when it come to their whereabouts, when it come to their pockets. And that neighbor didn't have to project it on you, the innocent person. How this type of stuff became the norm to do somebody wrong, to kick them down when they just trying to pick themselves up, to truly have to go with it. But you swear up and down that someone thought they was better than somebody. Or because someone understood that I am worthy. I am worthy of healing. I was given an opportunity. Not only just the opportunity, but I'm paying for it in the process still, because I still got to pay it back. Did you forget about that? So nobody's abusing anything if somebody got to pay something back. If you got to pay something back, that's not abusing it. And I say that respectfully. I guess you forgot about that. But when you use it for the right reasons and the right resources to get on your feet, the energy is different. Because confidence look real good on you today. Because we are all the same. There's people who've been on a system that became multi-billionaires, millionaires, and they never forgot where they came from. And they didn't have to kick somebody down, let alone disrespect their neighbor. Good day, bad day, all misunderstanding day, because they knew where they came from. They knew how it felt to go into the store and they didn't have to use cash, they had to use a card. You know, the special card. You know, some people that be embarrassed to show their card. Because certain folks be eyeing them. Because certain folks swear up and down that someone thinks that they're better than somebody. And they swear that somebody just wants to sit on their ass all day. How can you say that about somebody that's trying? It's some people that don't try. It's some people that don't want change. It's some people that don't want to elevate. But when you have them people that you know what? I can't pick up the phone and ask for help. I can't pick up the phone. When you're a real life popular loner, or regardless of what your story is, they will never understand your view. Why you truly choose you. You didn't think you was better than nobody. You was trying to get your life in order. Some people, it take longer than others to get their life together. Some people are still growing every single day to understand what they want out of life. But when you start somewhere and you see progress when it comes to elevation, the energy is different. They will never give you the respect that's truly given. But when you're your biggest cheerleader, they will never understand your self-reflection. My content is not for everybody. It's not. Somebody could lose their job today or tomorrow, God forbid, and have to truly start all over. Do you know how it feels to go out into the work field and have all these qualifications, let alone you went to this college, you went for this master's degree, that degree, this degree, only for you to realize at the end of the day, nobody's hiring. There's so many people that went to college for years and got all these degrees. They want to apply themselves to these jobs, but nobody's hiring. That waiting list looks crazy if you don't know somebody. I'm not trying to be disrespectful in no shape or form, but if you disrespect me, I truly hope that you find peace within. I don't have to disrespect my neighbor. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, even when you lied on my name, and I say that respectfully. I don't run from my past. We are all not the same. But when actions speak louder than words, when you truly held to go within, to understand growth, we all will not be able to relate when it comes to change, regardless of your sexual orientation. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And that's okay. It's not a crime to be your authentic self. It's not. It's certain people that won't understand how you tie your shoe. But you understood your steps to choose you, not to overlook you. Even when they put you in competition at the end of the day, they swear up and down that you was truly the issue, all because you understood confidence, to better yourself, to understand self-awareness, not to self-destruct, because you actually knew where you came from. when they try to antagonize you. We're all not the same. And it's okay if you feel like I don't make sense to you. But respect is a two-way street. It is. Respect is a two-way street. You know, when the right people come into your life, they're going to respect you. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. Even when you disrespect them, they still respect you. But they understood the distance. They didn't walk out your life because of the fact that you pushed them away. They walked out of your life because they had self-control. They walked out their life because they understood their boundaries. They walked out your life. They walked out your life because they had self-love for themselves. Even when they get lost in their own words. And I say that respectfully. Because when you try to cause chaos and confusion in someone's life, because you want to disrespect somebody because of their sexual orientation, their disability, their age, their religion, or their culture, they still knew how to respect you. You don't have to know somebody or not to respect your neighbor. You don't. When the right people come into your life, elevation looks different. Elevation feels good because it's based off respect and peace and unity, not dividing. That was nothing but the enemy's doing for so long. For so long. And then they're quick to say, so where's your God at now? When God allows you the hell to go within and to find you when it comes to who you are, becoming your best self vision of yourself, that's the biggest gift to yourself. Because everything's gonna work out in your favor when you least expect it. They say, how? How will all this chaos and confusion going on? How? I can't get a job. The people that I come across, I'm asking them, do they need assistance? I'm asking them, do you know anywhere they're hiring? And when the answer is no, I still know how to respect my neighbor. My content is not for everybody. It's not. It's so sad to see how when someone tries, regardless if they're on a program or not, because not everybody tries, but the ones who do try, they always get overlooked. Just like when it comes to their work ethics, it always get overlooked. You could be on time all the time. You could respect your neighbor. You could do more than what you're supposed to do on the job, like get the job done. But the work ethics always gets overlooked because it's you. My content is not for everybody. It's not. And that's okay. And it's okay if you disrespect me, neighbor. I didn't have to wish bad on you. I truly hope that you find peace within. I was never in secret competition with you. I never wanted your position, and I say that respectfully. Because when you create your own lane, and you show up for yourself, and you truly got potential, you want everybody around you to truly elevate. We are all not the same. I ain't gotta kick my neighbor down, but when the disrespect was loud, I wasn't wrong. It's sad and disturbing to see how it takes a whole group of people to go against one person. All because someone respected their neighbor. All because someone wanted to place somebody close to have hidden agendas. Someone acted like they wanted the hill to go within. Your neighbor told you at the end of the day, I'm gonna give up on you. I got your back. You said, are you sure? Yeah. You saying everybody else didn't respect you. Folks gave up on you. You was painting the picture at the end of the day. You wanted me to see a vision, to be on the same page with you, trauma bonding. all for you to disrespect an innocent person because they knew how to respect you. And they wasn't trying to get with you. My content is not for everybody. They say be careful who you help, but always remember it's a blessing in disguise at the end of the day, and I say that respectfully. And especially when you have and had good intentions. They would never understand that vision when you had good intentions. It's one thing when you had malicious intentions. It's one thing when you have malicious intentions, like your neighbor, they thought process, they fear in their pockets or their eyesight. That energy has different. We are all not the same. And I say that respectfully when it comes to pain. I'm not aging your love respect. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. You matter and you are worthy, and I say that respectfully. Is it really about someone's sexual orientation? Is it really about someone's disability? That's what they say, is it? But what happened to respect? It's a two-way street. How you want somebody to respect you, but you're disrespecting them? But then when someone disrespects you or your loved ones or people around you, now it's a problem. Now you want to cause all this havoc, chaos and stuff, and confusion to kick somebody down because you feel like at the end of the day below you. They not in your pay rate, so you could disrespect them. You want somebody to sweat you, and that was never the case because they wasn't trying to catch a case, the innocent person. You wanted somebody to go back and forth with you, beg you at the end of the day, but hold on one second. It's innocent people that don't move that way. This is what happens when you have ass kissers. People who can't think for themselves. And then they got to kick the next person down because they're not the same culture or whatever the case may be. A certain group, oh, we think we better than some. We think we better than the next group of people. We all not the same. We not. And I say that respectfully, we're not. You know how it feels to be on a job site and have the same qualities as somebody, but you get the job done faster than the next person? But you wasn't in competition with them. But they had to ass kiss the supervisor. They had to ask kiss the boss or whatever the case may be, just so they could be so they could be seen. Just so they could be seen. Just to shortchange your pockets to get you fired. Now the boss want to know what you got going on. Who is that? When you're supposed to know who you got working for you. And this is when gang stalking starts. This is when disrespect starts. This is when women or men start to get violated on the job, being sexually harassed, because this is what happens. You know how it feels to be sexually harassed on a job? And you can't speak up for yourself? This been going on for a very long time. A very long time. But it's wrong for someone to leave the job. It's wrong for them to leave the job, or you just stay and just deal with it. Why? Why would you tell someone to stay on a job being sexually assaulted by their boss? Discriminated by their boss? Nobody should have to deal with that. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Nobody should have their back against the wall at the end of the day because someone has controlling issues. Because at the end of the day, they're the ones who's paying the employee. Nobody. Oh, you must not want the job that bad. What? Excuse me? Why do I have to deal with that? Why do I have to deal with coming to work and being uncomfortable? Why do I have to go to work being in an environment where I don't belong? Respected. You're supposed to be respected in the workplace, just like you're supposed to respect your boss when you show up every single day. The same way you apply for the job, that same energy you had to maintain, that's how you maintain the job. You said you wanted to work and do the job. But for someone to disrespect you in the process of you choosing yourself, it's not right. And then people in the outside looking in, just deal with it. Why? Would you want your child to deal with that? No, you ready to put your hands on somebody. Cause why? What's wrong with you? Are you okay? Where's your brain cells? Why it's not working? Because who do you think you are disrespecting my child? And especially if your child's being sexually assaulted on the job or sexually harassed on the job. No child, regardless to how old they are, should have to deal with such a thing. And I say that respectfully. It doesn't matter how much money somebody's being paid. And they sit there and say, oh, well, you didn't need the money that bad. That is very disrespectful. That's very disrespectful and nasty. That is. That's disgusting. Very disgusting. But you call yourself a man or a woman? You call yourself an entrepreneur? Would you want somebody to do that to you? Mistreat you? And they wasn't doing it for likes and views? They wanted to humiliate you? They wanted to break you down when it came to your self-esteem? You wouldn't want nobody to do that to you. You wouldn't. In no shape or form. And I say that respectfully. Because nobody deserves to be treated like that. Oh, well, if you want a different position, a higher position to get more money or whatever the case may be, you gotta do such and such, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. That's not what it is. It's some people that ain't gotta lay down to get the job. It's certain people that ain't gotta do certain things to get a job. Because we all don't move like that. No disrespect if you had to. And I say that respectfully. And I truly hope that you truly heal one day from that. Because nobody deserves to go through that mental state of being broken inside because someone didn't have self-control. And I say that respectfully. Ain't no money in this world. No money can cause you to break your self-esteem because someone didn't know how to respect you. It actually sounds like a crime. If you want to get technical, somebody really need to do the time. Because you became a victim. You're a victim. And you didn't sign up to be a victim. Do you know how many untold stories of females and men being sexually assaulted on a job? Sexually harassed on a job? Discriminated against on the job? Gang stalked on a job? Oh, you wouldn't understand because it never happened to you. Just because it happened in your household, it happened in someone else's household. Imagine getting that phone call from one of your loved ones and hearing how their day went, and you couldn't protect them because someone disrespected them. Do you know how that feels? To hear that your child or your loved one is in a hospital because someone violated them, because someone didn't have self-control. Some people may not agree to what I'm saying because the mindset that they have at the end of the day is not how everybody else's is when it comes to self-awareness. Because it became the norm to have this mindset of the behavior to kick your neighbor down. Let them deal with it. Because you endured it, because you experienced it, doesn't mean the next person has to. This is what it's called a curse breaker. And someone is not doing it for likes and views, let alone cloud chasing, and it wasn't a character. And I say that respectfully. They wasn't playing to be something they truly wasn't. It really happened. And they wasn't hiding. You're a victim. You are a victim. And there's nothing cute or attractive or funny about it, making the next person a victim because you were a victim. Someone respected you, regardless if they knew you or not. Not everybody's supposed to be part of your journey, and that's okay. But respect is a two-way street. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Nobody deserves to be discriminated against on a job site. Nobody deserves to be sexually harassed on a job site. Nobody deserves to be violated, period, on a job site. It's a lot of people who apply for a job and they're still waiting for that call back. It didn't matter if they had a degree or not. Still waiting for that call back. But they're still applying themselves. They're still asking around that, hey, if you have any work for me, just let me know. Here's my number, here's my resume. Is there anything else that I need to give you so when the time comes, I'll be ready, or whatever the case may be. There's people that's truly applying themselves. But when you don't qualify for certain positions, the job is not fit for you. And when you're limited to certain jobs, the job is not for you. So the job that you truly try to apply for is still a waiting list. And even when you go to certain organizations, when it comes to referrals to go to certain places to get a job, you still got somebody ahead of you. And that person has somebody ahead of them. And so on, so forth. That's like applying for an apartment. And I say that respectfully. You're on the waiting list. Or trying to get into certain neighborhoods, you're on a waiting list. Certain neighborhoods. And I say that respectfully. Because everybody just doesn't accept everybody's application in certain neighborhoods. And especially when discrimination is real. They will rather have their people before they choose you. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Nobody should be rejected or disrespected because they try. It's one thing when someone is not trying to try. But when you try, you matter. And you're not overlooked. You're not. Because it's not easy. And especially today's society, how when you're going to the grocery store and you spend $20, $40, you're leaving out of the grocery store with only 2 or 3 things. And I'm not trying to be sarcastic. And I say that respectfully. You're barely leaving out of the store with 10 items. Because once you picked up one item, it's like you get to the register, you're trying to figure out if something wrong with their machine. You did the calculation in your head and you're trying to figure out, did they upgrade the prices on their machines? Because the prices are saying one thing and you get to the register and you're trying to figure out your train of thought is, I thought we were supposed to be on the same page. And it doesn't matter how you're paying for it. And I mean in the right way. Nobody should have to sell a body. No man or woman should have to sell a body or put themselves in an uncomfortable situation. Nobody should have to. It's so sad to see that it's been happening for so many years. How people lose themselves when it comes to their self-esteem. People lose themselves because it became the norm. And it's not the norm. It's not. Nobody should have to be put in a situation that they have to go out and sell a body, come back and they barely going to the doctor, come to find out they getting STDs, they come to find out they pregnant, don't know who the baby daddy is or whatever the case may be. Well, because of the fact that the enemy works in mysterious ways. The enemy wants you to keep you dysfunctional. The enemy doesn't want you to have self-control. The enemy doesn't want you to believe in your faith. Everybody's walk of life is different. It's a lot of people who understood growth and came out of certain situations and they stand before themselves today. It wasn't easy. They know how it feels where they know how it feels to lose everything and start all over. And I say that respectfully. It's individuals that lost their household. They didn't ask for that. It's some people at the end of the day that barely was able to pay their bills or they can't pay their bills. But does that make them less of a person? There's so many people that are homeless because they were disrespected. They went to the job site and respected their neighbor. And they lost hope with them because of society. Do you know how it feels to be disrespected by your own manager, your supervisor, your boss? That hurts. It does. Doesn't matter what someone's circumstances is. Nobody deserves to be homeless. Nobody. Nobody deserves to be without food in regards to how it's being paid for. And I say that respectfully. They're not out here hurting nobody. Then you say you want the crime rate to stop. How you want the crime rate to stop? Make it make sense. Less crime rate. Less homeless people. Less people losing jobs. Providing jobs. The energy is different. Providing a good paying job. And the way the society is today, people that are entrepreneurs, if your name is not big like that, nobody hears you to buy your product. Nobody hears you to come into your store. Someone is trying to get their business off the ground. They're trying. They're not trying to get discouraged. But when business starts to get slow, what am I paying for? I'm paying for the lights just to be on and nobody's showing up. I'm paying for gas to come into the building and nobody's showing up. It's not easy. Folks will put you in secret competition just to take you down because they see potential within you and they don't want to see you smile. I never put my neighbor in competition. Never, no shape or form, and I say that respectfully. I wanted everybody around me to elevate. Nobody deserves to be homeless. Nobody deserves to be without food. Nobody. It don't matter about your sexual orientation, your disability, your age, or your religion, and I say that respectfully. Nobody deserves to be without. Food is expensive. It is. Even when someone is getting benefits from a system, and I say this respectfully, even a one-person household, that's still not enough how much they getting. It's not. So imagine a family of 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. They go into the store more than they supposed to because kids eat. Before, they was able to say, you know what, I'm good. Nobody wants to tell their child no when it comes to food. Why would you want to tell your child no, that they can't eat? They gotta limit themselves from eating food. Regardless to if they have a job or not. Because once that little change runs out, They're replacing it with their work money when before they was able to make sure that their children had. And their children get but so much. Everybody's situation is different though. And I say that respectfully. I speak for the ones who get less money. A mother on child support, a father on child support. What is $20? What's $20? Food going up. That baby grow every minute, every second. It's the thought process. What's wrong with you? You want to disrespect somebody because they on child support? What is $30? That parent is still a single parent and the parent not even showing up. What is $30? Homeboy, homegirl bragging about, complaining about $30 and they still not showing up for their child? It's the thought process to me. Everybody's story is not the same. But I know how to respect my neighbor, to understand their pain. Her mother was just diagnosed with cancer. 3 baby boys, 2 baby girls. Before she got the cancer, she was able to provide for her household. She never looked for the baby father to show up because she was able to maintain the household. And the last thing she wanted to do was put somebody on child support. That was the last thing. That was the last option. The last option. The last option. But for a system to just give each child $49 a piece, that ain't enough. It's something, someone is grateful, thankful, because it's not for their pockets, it's for the kids. Because everybody's story is not the same. Because there's innocent people that are mother and fathers that have self-control and they take care of their children. Not everybody's the same mentally, and I say that respectfully. It's sad to see a mother and a father overwhelmed because they can't provide for their children. Because they just lost their job. And the other parent is not in their children's life. Someone's picking up the phone for someone to show up. But they showing up for everybody else's children. But they home. You know how heartbreaking that is to a child? How someone can show up for other children but their own? Or how can someone show up for their other children but their own? Everybody's situation is different. It is. Not everybody's trying to abandon a system, abuse a system. Not everybody. Even when folks get lost in their words trying to get their thoughts together, and I say that respectfully. Not everybody's the same. How a mother, she don't want to ask nobody for no help. She don't. That father, he don't want to ask nobody for no help. Because they know that these their children. They brought into the world. They supposed to protect and love, provide for. So they're gonna make something happen. But see, they say to themselves as, you know what? If I do this, it will help with something. These kids still watch TV. These kids still do this. These kids still do that. These kids gotta eat. These kids gotta do this. They eat all day long. Still gotta provide clothes for kids. They grow every single day. You went from buying a size 5 shoes 1 month. Next thing you know, you buying a size 7 within 2 months. And then the prices is different. And then when the baby child support come, that's barely enough. What's $40? If you gotta buy a t-shirt, you gotta buy the t-shirt, some pants, socks, uniforms, or whatever the case may be, and shoes. You're gonna try to make it happen when you that parent. Of course you're gonna try to make it happen. But who wants to say no to their child? Who wants to say no to that child? Everybody's household structure is different. It went from a stable household to now everything changed when it comes to routine. When a household mindset changes, everybody's all over the place when it comes to emotion. And especially going from having a roof over your head to now someone's in an environment being in a shelter system. You know that toll that it takes on them babies? The uncomfortability. When are we going to get our own place? We don't want to be here. We know it's a temporary situation, but you got people who's been in the system for so long and they haven't got that call yet. And they're applying themselves. They're looking for work. They're trying hard. Not everybody's situation is the same. You got mothers and fathers who try. That try. Not everybody goes out and it's like everybody else when it comes to negative things. People have responsibility and understand self-control, understand discipline, because they're not all the same. When it comes to everybody's household, no child should have to be in an environment of being in a shelter system and their whole routine just change whatever the split of a second. You think somebody wants to sleep on somebody's couch when they can have their own? Who wants to be disrespected after someone just gave somebody money to be there with their children? Oh, well, just come over with the kids. You know how that feels? After you gave your food stamps to put food in somebody's fridge for your family, only for someone to kick you out with your family and they dish you, and you even got your groceries now? Now you trying to figure something out? How you gonna provide food to put in your kid's mouth? Because people do that. They say, oh, well, come to my house. Only to disrespect somebody. Only to kick them down and use them and abuse them, talk about them like a bad habit. Everybody's story is different. I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody. And that's okay if you disrespect me. It's okay. But I truly hope that you find peace within, neighbor. But this should not be the norm. It should not. This should not be the norm. And especially when someone is not doing it for likes and views, let alone clout chasing. They're not. You know how overwhelming and stressed out innocent parents are, knowing at the end of the day that a fire just happened and they lost everything? They lost everything, just start all over. The emotional stress that they have to go through, and not only the emotional stress that they have to go through, they still have to look in their children's face to make sure they maintain their smile, so they won't go into that depression. Do you understand the balance that you have to understand a child's mindset? That child knows what's going on mentally? No child should have to go through a system knowing at the end of the day that, hold on 1 second, we don't have a home. Because someone didn't have self-control. Because someone was careless. Or accidents just happened. Or somebody just didn't want to do their job. Because this type of stuff happens every single day. Nobody deserves to be homeless. Nobody deserves to be without food. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. How you want somebody to show up for work and they mentally destroyed? They're not even mentally stable to stay on a job, to do the work ethics that they need to do to when they actually clock in, because they just lost everything. Not only just lost everything, but everybody's situation is different. Being someone that's divorced, and they're showing up for work and they got a smile on their face, wearing a mask, but they just holding on to pain. They want to release it so bad, but they don't understand themselves when it comes to their own love language. Someone was just diagnosed. You know the distress that someone goes through being diagnosed with something at the end of the day, they don't even know what's going on with their body. And they're trying to show up for work every single day. They don't even know if they're coming or going. Everybody's not the same. My content is not for everybody. It's not. People are so quick to judge. They said, don't judge a book by its cover. But the first people to judge a book by its cover be the first one to knock their neighbor down. But then when their neighbors speak up, they wrong. They the problem. When their neighbor wasn't trying to catch a case. My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. I'm not your genuine love respect. I am the original owner of not your genuine love respect content. And I say that respectfully. It doesn't matter about your sexual orientation at the end of the day. It doesn't. To respect your neighbor, regardless of what environment you're in. It doesn't matter. Respect is a two-way street. Who wants to be homeless? Who wants to be homeless? It's sad to see somebody on the street, regardless if they're an addict or not, and they're not doing it for likes and views. You see how cold it is right now? Somebody's right now sleeping on the side of the street with a blanket over them, freezing to death. Not everybody has access to get into a shelter right now. You know how it feels to be turned away from a shelter? They say go from one place to the next place, from next place to the next place, from one place to the next place, one place to the next place, just for placement. The back and the forth, the back and the forth. And nobody has car fare to go from point A to Z. To do all this traveling. When someone is trying to stay with a little bit of change that they do have because they don't know where the next little couple of change is coming from. They wasn't doing it for likes and views. They wasn't. It's sad to see that you can see your neighbor just sit on the side of the street. Just hope it doesn't be you. And I say that respectfully. It shouldn't be nobody. It's saddening to see that people say they for the community, but they go against the community. Then you say, oh, well, your community's not for you. What happens to you actually showing up for your community? You don't just show up when you feel like it. If you present in your community, they will respect you more. And I say that respectfully. They don't care about your cameras. Because that's not what they're doing it for. They respect you for who you truly are. Your community. Where you came from. People do stuff for likes and views. The community's tired of it. And I say that respectfully. All attention ain't good attention. When people are truly going through pain. Just like you. But your situation is different. But the only difference is your pockets. But people still knew how to respect you. Especially the ones that's truly for you. Because we are all not the same. We're not. My content is not for everybody. Actually, praise time to the genuine ones. Stay warm. It's really cold outside. Stay warm. Have a safe remaining year. Protect your energy and protect you and your family with no malicious intentions. You matter and you are worthy. Nobody deserves to be homeless. Nobody deserves to be without food. Nobody. My content is not for everybody. And I mean the proper food. And I say that respectfully. You're trying to change somebody's diet. But everybody's diet is not the same. It's not. And I say that respectfully. Everybody's diet is not the same. Just because you have one certain diet for yourself, the next person's diet is not the same. Everybody's body is different. I'm not judging your love respect. Always be yourself with no malicious intention. I say that respectfully. I'm the original owner of Nia Love Respect content. Peace and respect, self-respect your neighbor. Stop, Levon. She man of your worthy. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. I gotta go. I need a nap. Have a safe remaining week. You man and you're worthy. Nobody deserves to be homeless. Nobody. And folks deserve to be respected on the job site. Discrimination shouldn't be tolerated. It shouldn't. Someone being sexually harassed, gang stalked, and disrespected in any shape or form, it should be, that's unacceptable. It really is. Just because you don't care about your folks, it's people who care about their folks. And I say that respectfully, because we are all not the same. And the ones who care about their folks, we not doing it for likes and views, let alone clout chasing. And I say that respectfully. We ain't gotta pretend to be someone we truly not. We all not the same when it comes to respecting our neighbor. And we don't pick and choose when we want to respect our neighbor. Respect is a two-way street. My content ain't for everybody, and that's okay. I actually appreciate your time. You have a good day. Protect your energy. Nobody deserves to be homeless or without. In the most healthiest way. No child should be stripped away from their mother or their father, regardless to the situation. It don't matter what the situation is. And I say that respectfully. It's the way you go about doing things as an adult, not a child. My content is not for everyone. You wouldn't want someone to disrespect you and strip you away from your child. Some people don't care about their children. They don't. So I can understand why you have that mindset. If the shoe fit, then wear it. It's the thought process for me. But respect is a two-way street. My content is not for everyone. It's not. There's no need to disrespect your neighbor because they tie their shoe differently. And you couldn't relate to their boundaries, their respect for themselves. They acknowledge themselves to respect their neighbor. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I'm Nia, genuine love respect. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.